Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Wednesday evening. We're only 5 days from Christmas. That's right, only 5 more days. Everybody's excited. Are we going to see that Santa rally? We started to have a little bit this morning, but we got a little fake out this afternoon. Again, market makers dropping the price down to be able to liquidate the longs. And then we had the shorts liquidated earlier, so we'll show that on the heat map. We'll also look at some of the news that's going on, the latest with Dogecoin, talk about cryptocurrencies, and this thing that I'm seeing happening where kind of the older cryptocurrencies aren't really faring that well because money is flowing into the newer ones. And so that's what we're seeing right now. We're still early bull market. When the bull market is going crazy, most likely everything is going to be going up. So I think we're good, but we have some outperformers though, and those are generally some of the newer ones. So we'll be talking about that as well. So let me drop down here into the corner and we'll see what is going on. Brian says, Merry Christmas to you too. Hey, Samir, I wanted to ask, will you be selling Doge at 35 cents? So as I've talked about before, I have a strategy where it's not all or nothing, right? I layer in and I layer out. So it's a layer out strategy in the bull market. So at 35 cents, I would probably skim a little bit at profit, because what if I sold all my Dogecoin at 35 cents and then the week after that, it's like 60 cents, 70 cents, and I miss out on all that. So you DCA in, which is layering in, and then you DCA out and you layer out. And so that's my strategy. So just wanted to clear that up. So that is my plan. So what do we got now? We got 9.1 cents. We had Doge this morning going up to almost like 9.3, a little bit over, because we had Bitcoin coming up over 44,000, and it hit this line. Bitcoin hit this line, 44,300, which is this red line up here. And if I zoom out to the 4-hour chart, you'll see that is the same that Bitcoin hit on December 5th, and then came back again on December 8th, and then dropped a little bit, and then came up, and it's still that same resistance line at 44.3 is keeping Bitcoin from taking off higher. But at any time, we know Bitcoin is going to have that momentum, and it's just going to shoot up above 44.3, 47, 48, maybe even $50,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. We could see that happen. That could be a Santa rally this weekend too. We'll be watching that. But Bitcoin still trading very well, but Doge is down a little bit. Here's the 4-hour chart. Again, we had Doge coming up above 10 cents back here on December 5th and then December 10th, but didn't shoot up to that level today. Kind of was a little bit subdued. Again, a lot of money instead of going into Doge, like we've talked about the past week, that money that you would normally see investors going into Doge is going and chasing all these other meme tokens like the Bonks and the Snecks and all of those of the world. We were talking about that for the past week, and a lot of money going there, and it's not into Doge. But as I say, Doge will have its day, and Mr. Elon Musk most likely is going to do something about Doge. We know that's going to be coming. I also have a little update on the SpaceX Doge One mission, because looks like there is a little bit of a further delay in that. So we'll be covering that as well. We'll see what Charles has to say. Took a DeFi loan out to buy some Bitcoin using Doge as collateral. I've never done that. Anything that's risky like that, I don't know. Have never done that. You either have the extra cash around that you're willing to lose, as we say, right, to put into crypto, because it's risky. Crypto is risky. There's no guarantees. All of us saying, yeah, there's this big bull market, we're all going to make a lot of money. We think that's what's going to happen. We followed these 4-year cycles. We think there's all these great things ahead in 2024, but there's always a risk, right? There's always an FTX bankruptcy or a Luna crash or something else on the horizon, because crypto just keeps having these black swan events, right? These things that just keep it from really taking off and being at levels that we think the crypto industry should be at. But 2024 could still be that year where crypto just explodes in value and we see these huge gains. So there's that, but it's always at a risk. So lending, borrowing, I guess that Doge is actually your money anyway, and you've already risked it. So using it as collateral for something else like Bitcoin, maybe it'll all work out. I hope it does for you. It's just something I've never considered doing. If I've got the extra cash, I'll buy more Doge, or I'll buy Bitcoin, or I'll buy these other things that I've been buying. Lately, it's been Celestia, it's been Superverse, and Seamless. Those are the last 3 that I bought. And that's because I sold Stacks. And of course, then a few days after I sell Stacks, it turns around and it starts going crazy. But that's what happens. The Coinbase Super PAC. I think Coinbase is doing a lot in order to get itself ready for the future. And certainly having anti-crypto legislation that keeps being promoted in the U.S. House or U.S. Senate. Elizabeth Warren and her anti-crypto stuff that she's trying to push into at least having high-level discussions about. So for Brian Armstrong to put this together to battle the Elizabeth Warrens of the world, yeah, absolutely, got to be done. Absolutely got to be done. So, hey, Jason, how are you? Everybody hit the like button for Jason. Thank you. And for me, I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, also hit the subscribe button. Appreciate that support as well. Thank you, everybody. What is going on today? Well, we have the gorgeous pump on Doge this Christmas. Is that what we could have? Is a Doge pump this Christmas? Well, if you're Crypto Tony, give us that gorgeous pump on Doge this Christmas. 10.6 cents to clear, and it is go time. So that's what he's looking at as a resistance level at 10.6 cents. We would certainly like to see that up here. 10.6 again is what Doge hit, and that was right here. And let me get that white there so you see that, and right there. So if Doge can break up above that level, that will be good. That will be good. So that's what Crypto Tony's looking at. Meanwhile, Dogecoin whales have been making big moves, multiple transfers. I don't know why there's so many Doge that's transferring around between exchanges or to exchanges or off exchanges. There's this sort of big, like, Doge transfers. I don't know. Excuse me there. A little cough. And then Ali Martinez on Saturday said Doge has cleared all major resistance levels. And once we get above 9.5 cents and stay above 9.5 cents, then he sees Doge going up to 14 cents. So I'll take that, but we got to get back past this 10.6 cent level first. So that's the big news about this possible Santa rally and where those resistance levels are going to be. A lot of it is going to be tied again to Bitcoin. And is Bitcoin going to go on a big rally as well? So we will definitely be watching that over the weekend. So I'll be doing a video tomorrow on Thursday, and then Friday I'll be live again at 5 o'clock. I'm not doing any more late night Friday night live streams. My schedule has kind of changed. So sticking with this 5 o'clock East Coast time slot. And so I'll be on again Friday at 5. For those thinking that there was going to be a Dogecoin to the moon rocket launch this weekend, that has been delayed. We talked about that the other day, that at the ULA Vulcan rocket now, that launch is January 8th. So that was delayed to the next launch window for January 8th. And then SpaceX Doge One mission, that is now being delayed. That was going to be that launch window between January 12th and January 16th. And now Intuitive Machines, they're saying that it's going to be about mid-February now. Mid-February. So another delay. That kind of gives all of the Elon bashers so just a little bit more ammunition. We're so close. We're so close. And that has been delayed too. But I keep you guys updated on what's going on with these 2 moon missions. Yes, there's 2 moon missions. Yeah, I know, Caffeine Nights, really. You get all hyped up and you think it's coming close, and then it gets delayed. Why is that? There's various reasons. A lot of them have to do with launch pads and scheduling on launch pads. That's part of it. I know with the ULA Vulcan one, it was getting the lunar lander ready in place was part of the delay on that one. And I think Intuitive Machines is all set on their end here, but they have to wait until what they said here. The updated window comes after unfavorable weather conditions. So they were looking at targeted bad weather, essentially, in June. So looking at mid-February, and also there's a monthly lunar blackout period. So there's all these things going on that they got to schedule around. So, but the IM-1 lunar lander is in Florida. It's already arrived in Florida. It's completed its major system tests, verification, certification milestones, and is prepared for integration with SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. So that all looks like that is good to go. But unfortunately, it's going to be mid-February now on that. So that is the latest news there. A Bitcoin question. Aiden, how are you? Did you buy any of that Seam or Seamless? Wonder if you did that. Do you think Bitcoin will go below 40K? No. I do not see Bitcoin dropping down at this level again. I don't. I think there's too much anticipation for the ETFs. There's not going to be a lot of selling, and what the market makers can do in order to sort of liquidate some of the leveraged long positions on their exchanges are going to be little moves like we saw today. So this is on the 4-hour chart, and we take Bitcoin and we go to the 15-minute chart, and you saw this big run up happening this morning. And what was happening during then? You had a lot of people taking leveraged long positions in Bitcoin, and so they drop the price and they liquidate longs. I show this a number of times. This is the liquidation heat map, and just over the last hour, there has been 700,000 on Bitcoin, 700,000 on Ethereum. If I go to the 4-hour, you'll see that ETH had $16 million of longs, leveraged longs, liquidated. Bitcoin itself had $8 million of leveraged longs liquidated. But what was going on with ETH? Well, what's going on with Ethereum is there's a lot of very disgruntled Ethereum holders wondering what the heck is going on with ETH and why isn't ETH taking off like Solana and Avalanche? Well, that's because there's a lot of rotation going on into Solana and Avalanche, because not only do they have new meme coins, but a lot of other projects are showing how well those networks actually work, both in terms of speed and low gas fees, as opposed to Ethereum. And it's really showing Ethereum to be almost kind of a dinosaur blockchain now. That doesn't bode well for Ethereum. And I don't know what's going to happen, but you still have a lot of supporters that try and pump up Ethereum. And then you have all these leveraged long positions, and it just got dumped. ETH dumped all the way down to 2155 here. And with that, $16 million of leveraged longs wiped out. And you can see here on the on this gold line here is the Bitcoin price, and you see that the trading this morning going up was liquidating those who are shorting Bitcoin and other cryptos. $33 million in 1 hour of shorts were liquidated. People still thinking they can short this crypto market. I don't know. I don't know why you're doing that. Shorting crypto at this point. But this is what we're seeing. This is what we're seeing. Get the longs get liquidated, the shorts get liquidated. The longs get liquidated, the shorts get liquidated. The longs get liquidated. Hey, if you can play it right, maybe you hit it and you get a nice leverage position, but I don't know. I stay away from leverage. I don't play that game. I'm a DCA hold, and in the long run, it's going to pay off. And that is my belief. So that is what I am doing. Opportunity to buy before the launch, Jason says. That's what we have. Will Dogecoin drop down below 9 cents and into the 8s again? Well, I mean, it did it early this morning. There was Doge right down here, came down to 8.95 before coming back up. So that was a dip. And then we had this one long tail came down and just touched 9 cents and then just got eaten back up, because you've got so many buyers down here with limit orders just set to buy Dogecoin. That's what you see. So more hype the longer it gets delayed. It's kind of wearing out though. I think the January and February timeframes are better than December and going up against the Christmas holiday. I think that'll be better. It'll be better news cycle. So yeah, I'm betting on that. GVC, how are you? Feels like the insurance commercial with the old man with the fishing rod. Almost had it. Da Vinci wants 30,000 Bitcoin. I don't know what that is. So yes, one launch still scheduled for January and then one February. So I was going to mention the nice move up on Seam. I did buy that night, hoping it'll bounce off 9.2, go over 11.5. I'm with you on that, on Seamless. Do I see Doge going down to the low eights? I don't. Again, if Bitcoin gets dumped and goes down to 40K, then yeah, we might see Doge go down lower toward 8 cents. But I don't see any big dumpage coming up. I don't. And traditionally, like 8 times out of 10, we've seen crypto rallies over the Christmas holiday. So I'm thinking that is going to be what we're going to see. This little article here, interesting, 4 altcoins under 10 cents to buy in January of 2024. 4 altcoins to buy under 10 cents in January. Well, what do you think the number one altcoin is to buy that's under 10 cents? It's Dogecoin, of course. Dogecoin, number one. You can still get Doge for under 10 cents a Doge, and it is Finbold's number one recommendation for an altcoin to buy under 10 cents. So, and there's a lot more $1 million Dogecoin holders than there was a year ago. They went into bid info charts and looked at their main chart and see that how many are holding over $1 million in Doge. And so there's, for $1 million, it's 520 plus 143 plus 11 plus 1, that's 718. 718 wallets hold over $1 million worth of Dogecoin. And that's with Doge at 9 cents where it is now. Imagine how many more wallets are going to be over $1 million worth when Doge explodes. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So they start with Doge. Number 2 is Shiba Inu. And I question this. I'm just like, because SHIB is like not doing anything. Like I said yesterday, it's like SHIB's kind of like a stable coin, right? It's just 2 weeks of just nothing. Had a little bit of spike on Sunday, came right back down, and just not a lot going on with SHIB. But I hold a little SHIB just in case SHIB decides to take off. But again, SHIB is an ERC20 Ethereum-based token. I know it's now traded on a bunch of major platforms, but will SHIB actually take off and go crazy again? It might. It might. So we have that. So that's the SHIB thing. Number 3 is Hedera, HBAR. I don't know if any of you were into HBAR, but HBAR has been trading up, doing very well. And I don't know, it just sounds like he's got some partnerships with Kia and Hyundai, joint efforts with the United Nations on addressing climate change. It's like, okay, why this is HBAR and not Bitcoin, I don't know, but that's what we have. Yeah, so HBAR is their number 3 altcoin under 10 cents to buy, and it's now up to close to 9 cents. I think its latest price is 866. 866 here. But yeah, it's gone on a nice little run here past couple days for those of you who are HBAR holders. And then their number 4 one is Bonk. And I think this is funny because I think Bonk already had its day. It went on its run, and I'm just not seeing Bonk go on another crazy run. It just, I don't see it. But Bonk. So here's the Bonk chart. Let me go to the 2-hour chart here. And so I bought Bonk at like 16. sold it at 30. And go to the 1 hour chart here. You can see that a little better. So those were my trades. This is on Coinbase. So this is the Coinbase Bonk chart. And I sold it up here at 30. And since then, it's started this slow bleed out. And this is what we typically see with these meme tokens once they go on these crazy runs. And you see little pumps with some little volume coming up, and it just dies out again. I do not see Bonk going crazy again. But that's, I mean, who knows, right? Something crazy could happen with it, but I think it did its thing. Now it's just going to bleed out, but we'll see. That's my guess. If you want to get into these meme tokens, I'd get into something that hasn't gone on some big run if you're willing to gamble on that. But I'm kind of done with them, and I'm just sticking with Doge and my little bag of sheep, and that's it. I'm not buying Pepe because that's another one that has just slowly just kind of died out with some little bitty, some little pumps here and there. If I go to the 4 hour chart on Pepe, you'll see that, you know, it had its big run up and then it kind of bled out, had few little pumps, but I just don't see it being sustained because all that money is now going into these newer meme tokens that are all taken off, and nobody wants to be sitting here on Pepe. Look at the volume. I mean, huge volume of trading right here. Let me move this over so you can see right here. This huge volume of trading here back in April into May, and they haven't even gotten close to that since. So I just don't give Pepe much hope. But I know there's a lot of you that probably have some Pepe too, just seeing if it might take off again. But we don't know. It's funny how memes work. Doge has things it's waiting for, though. The rocket launches, Tesla, X Twitter, all of that. So, hey, Curtis, how are you? You're also a KP, just like me. Uphold. So the Uphold thing, yeah, I have that on my list here. The Uphold thing is Canada. So this is just in Canada. So Uphold in Canada is delisting a number of assets. They say tier 3 assets: XDC, Caspa, Doge. I don't know what CSPR is. HBAR, we just talked about. XLM, ADA, Sheep, Injective, VeChain. It's like this whole list. And then they have tier 4 assets. I didn't click on that to see what those were, but this is just in Canada. And what they say is entered into with the Ontario Securities Commission as part of the process of obtaining appropriate registration in Canada. We've decided to no longer support the following assets. So that's what that is. And Doge is on the list. Why it's a tier 3 asset and not like a tier 2 or tier 1, I don't know. But that's what it is that I see for Uphold. I don't even know if Doge actually has much volume on Uphold. If I go to Dogecoin on CoinMarketCap, you can look down here at the markets. And Uphold is not on the first page, not on the second page, not on the third page. And these are all by volume. Uphold, not on the 4th page, not on the 5th page, not on the 6th page. So I don't even know where Uphold is in terms of its trading volume, but it's not very much. So I think this is like nothing for Dogecoin. It's just not traded that much on Uphold. So not much going on there. I don't even see it yet. So this just tracks all the trading volume of every coin on what exchange. And I don't see Uphold. I'm already almost to the top 20 exchanges. Still don't see Uphold. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it. Will Dogecoin reach 50 cents in 2024? So looking ahead, right? Have a nice Christmas rally, Santa rally, and then into 2024. Could Doge reach 50 cents? Well, I think a lot depends on what's happening with these rocket launches and how crazy that might get. And Elon and X Twitter, if he really does X payments and Dogecoin is part of that, yeah, 50 cents, no doubt. That's what I tie it to. Let's see what Analytics Insight says. Dogecoin, cryptocurrency, created blah, blah, symbol, namesake, Doge meme, proof of work, blah, 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 current price, price history, latest news. SpaceX, the aerospace company founded by Elon Musk, planning to launch a satellite named Doge One to the moon. This is an old article. This is 2022. Satellite funded entirely by Dogecoin. Cryptocurrency features the dog logo, blah, blah, blah. Doge One will carry a camera, sensors, collect data. Yep, geometric energy, we covered all that. So, yeah, they don't really say much in here. But 50 cents? Sure, why not? Can Dogecoin roar back to new highs? Which would be 74 cents, even better. Dogecoin is predicted to rise to 10.5 cents when it breaches resistance at 9.5. Daily look at daily RSI. Could be a pullback, but reading above 50 shows bullish sign. So they're just looking at charts and resistance levels. We kind of covered this. I don't care if the market is up or down. I find liquidity every day for my members to profit from. Blah, 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 blah. 2 months ago, crypto analysts predicted Doge would surge by 27,500%. Yeah, that's kind of crazy too. We're not going to see that. But on average, the asset is expected to surge to 13 cents by December 31st. I would take 13-cent run from here to the end of the year, but I still don't think it's going to happen. Unfortunately, we got to get above 10 cents first. So we will see that. Hey, Phil, how are you? I want to buy Bonk, like you said, too late right now, unless it drops a good amount. And again, Bonk could just take off. The crazier things have happened. You never know. But based on looking at a lot of other meme tokens and how they've traded, I sold at 30. It's now down to 18. It could go on a little boost up maybe to the mid-20s or something, but will probably fall back down. Money is now being rotated out of Bonk and into whatever the latest, shiniest new meme token is, whatever they are. George talks about a bunch of them on Cryptos R Us. He follows all that stuff, and yeah, good for him. I'm just like, no, I don't chase those. But since Bonk was getting listed on Coinbase, I trade on Coinbase. It was fun to get in for a little bit. I made about $4,000 in a day. I was like, yeah, $4,000 in a day. I'll take that. And just book that profit. So that's what I did. And if there's another meme thing that gets listed on Coinbase, I'll do the same thing. I'll buy it in, ride it up a little, and scalp a little profit, because I'm not chasing those. Like I said, I got a little bag of Sheeb and I got a lot of Doge. Those are the memes I'm in for the long term, and just waiting for them to rocket. So that's me. That is me. I think the biggest thing everyone's waiting for is payment on X and creators. Yeah, paying creators in Doge as well. I would think that Elon would probably, that would be pretty easy for him to initiate paying creators in Dogecoin, having the option for those making money on X Twitter to be paid in Doge. I think that would be easier for him to do than having the whole payment thing. But I mean, who knows what he's got his engineers, cooking up for the whole platform of X and with payments and money. We'll see. I would like to be pleasantly surprised that Doge is like totally integrated. Would be awesome. And if I was one of those engineers and devs working on X, I'd probably have a little private wallet collecting Dogecoin at 9 cents in anticipation that that's going to happen. So after the next run up, do you see a massive correction? Talking after launches and X integration. You can ask that question about all cryptocurrencies, right? Not just Dogecoin, but Bitcoin too. I mean, if we see Bitcoin go on a rally to 200K, we go into this weekly chart and we look at logarithmic. We zoom this out. I mean, these were my former predictions here of Bitcoin and where Bitcoin could be, come 2025. And my prediction is right here at about 150 to 200K is my Bitcoin prediction in 2025. Well, after that happens, I mean, that's Bitcoin like, doing something like this, right? Coming on up. Then what happens next? The next bear market. What's Bitcoin going to do the next bear market? Is it going to come back and retest 40K as a low and then move up, to the next bull run? Is Bitcoin going to have some correction like that? Most likely there'll be something. There'll be some higher low with Bitcoin. I would imagine Dogecoin would do something similar. And what that floor is, what that low is, we don't know. We didn't know Bitcoin was going to go to 15.5. Its low that it had right here. That was that low there. We didn't know that that's what that was going to be. Some were predicting lower. It had to go to 12K. It had to go to 10K. Well, 15.5 was the bottom. So will there be another bottom? There'll be something. We just don't know what it's going to be. So that's my long-term view. I show this every now and then. I keep this on here for Bitcoin, and it's crazy trading for the next bull run, and where I foresee a potential top would be, late 2025, somewhere in this range, between 160 and 200K, somewhere in there. Bum, 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 bum. And what's Doge going to do then? We shall see. We shall see. Just get everything set back up here in my charts. Sorry, guys. There we go. That's where we are. Poll was up 850%. Is that the poll that's the Polygon, the new V2 that Matic is going to change to poll? Is that the poll you're talking about? NASCAR all out. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't heard that. Poll. Because that's the only poll I've heard of. Polygon ecosystem token. The upgrade from Matic to Poll has been initiated on Ethereum's main net. This is the only poll I know. It's up 1%. A little volatile, but Nothing like 850%, unless it's some other poll, but it's not this one. And this is the only POL token I know, is really what the Polygon V2 is. And pretty much everybody's Matic is going to be changed over to poll. Is how they're, and I don't know how they're actually going to do it yet, but I've got a little bit of Polygon. So we'll see how that happens. But that's the only poll I know of. So Dogecoin added millionaires in 2023. As we just showed, there's over 700 wallets that have at least $1 million of Doge. Now, a lot of those are exchange wallets. We know that. But out of those 718 wallets, how many are held by individuals? How many? They don't know which are exchange wallets out of that list. So it's hard to say, but for 718 wallets being worth over $1 million each, that's a lot of $1 million Doge holders is what that is. So are you going to be $1 million Doge holder? I hope to be. Doge goes up enough, have $1 million worth of Doge. That'll be awesome. That will be awesome. What else is going on? We've got our Morales money bubbles here. Let me refresh this. Yeah, Stacks is the one that just keeps showing me that, reminding me that I sold Stacks, and now it goes up 26%. But I bought Tia, which is right here, so that's there. I bought Celestia, and I bought Superverse, and I bought Seamless, and they're all up, not as much as Stacks. But I don't know what's going to happen to Stacks long term, whether the ordinals thing on Bitcoin is really going to survive or not. Don't know. Don't know. Here's Doge up here, just hanging out, kind of being quiet and letting Solana and Near, Injective, Avalanche, Hedera, Flow, Mutable X all kind of do their thing. And Doge just hanging out up here. Doge will have its day. Doge will have its day. And then you got the big ones that are down, like Luna Classic, ICP. There's Bonk down. Helium down. I don't know what TKX is, but it's down. And there's Litecoin. It's always Litecoin and Ethereum Classic. They just don't seem to do anything. And it's just old school now, like crypto technology that really isn't doing anything because all the money is coming into Solana, Injective, Celestia, Immutable, Render, Beam. It's like that's where all the money's going now. It's not going into Litecoin. I'll tell you that. Not going into Litecoin. Samir says, with just one tweet, Doge hit 73 cents. So can you just imagine how much higher it will hit? Smart contracts and the Doge father behind it. I know, right? Yep. So a new article, a guy turned $150 and $240K on an Avalanche meme coin. Yep. It can happen. I mean, if you're in right at the beginning, typically you have to know someone, right? Get in right at the beginning and it takes off. You can make crazy money. You never know. Yeah, Luna Classic, right? Haha. Some people still think that that's going to take off and be a thing. I don't know. Yeah, NASCAR, I don't know which poll you're talking about. $10. And there's another poll on here, but I don't know what that is. Proof of liquidity? This one? Nope. Nothing there. It's not that. Polars, is the other one listed here? Nope, not there. So it's not on CoinMarketCap, whatever one. Oh, it's a stock. It's a stock. Well, what the heck is that? I don't know what Pol is in terms of stocks. Polished Inc., New York Stock Exchange. Something that just took off out of nowhere. Polished Inc. Never heard of it. Wonder why it took off, huh? Never heard of it. That's crazy for a stock. I mean, that's like a crypto move, right? That's what you would see crypto do. Just craziness out of the blue for a stock. Somebody certainly pumped it. Wow. Well, I hope you had some of that, NASCAR. I hope you had some of that. Only other thing I got to talk about, again, I have just 3 days left of 15% off on the merch store, Kriss store. Link in the description below if you want to get some merch. We've got all sorts of different designs, Doge designs, other cool things. If you're interested, check out. Link in the description below for anybody who wants some Doge merch. Doge merch. I have some other fun things too. Other fun little designs in there. So you can check that out. Again, link in the description below. 15% off final 3 days of my sale. My pre-Christmas sale for merch. Merch. XRP. XRP has a problem, and they just keep minting so many damn tokens that they just can't get out of their own way. Despite all the troubles with the SEC, you would think XRP finally would have taken off, and it's not. It's not. They just keep minting more and more new tokens all the time. Craziness. It has nothing else going for it, in my opinion. So we have a little bag of XRP in our ChrissPax DCA portfolio because I didn't own any XRP personally. Our little bag, 1,200 XRP, now worth about $750. We're up about 5.8%. But that and Litecoin are our worst performers. Everything else is up huge. It's like XRP just bought it at 58 cents. Thought that wasn't a bad price, but it's just not doing anything. 61 cents. Should buy more Jasmy. We're up at 63% on our Jasmy. 200% on our render. So yeah, to see XRP compared to these others, we were buying all of these at the same time. Into July through August and September, we were buying all these at the same time. And Litecoin and XRP just, I mean, our Ethereum, we actually got at a good price. We're up 32% on ETH, but ETH has really slowed down. But yeah, it's these newer cryptos that are just going crazy. So yeah, have the 200% on render. That's a good price, $1.45. Now it's at $4.40. That's pretty good. Thanks, Toss, for recommending render again, because you guys were helping me pick which to buy into our portfolio. So I don't know what the max supply is of XRP. I've never really looked at it. There's some other people who know more about XRP than I do. Do they even say on CoinMarketCap? They just list the circulating supply here. Click on it. Well, that's what it says, max supply. That's what it says, 100 billion max supply. But circulating is only half of that. So, and I don't know how often new XRP comes into existence. Yeah, the Sats pump. Yeah, Sats did its own thing. Craziness. In 2014, members of Reddit's NASCAR community raised $55,000 to sponsor Josh Wise in a race. Yeah, that was Dogecoin. That wasn't the Reddit NASCAR community. That was the Reddit Dogecoin community that raised the money to sponsor the NASCAR. That's what that was. Doge. So many exchanges having XRP giveaways. Yeah. I'm not touching XRP. The only XRP I own is that in our portfolio, that little bit. And I'm not going to buy anymore. I'm not on the XRP bandwagon. I've just got so many others. Again, a lot of Doge, still waiting for Algorand. Algorand at least got out of the 10s and now, battling 20 cents. So that's good. But a lot more marketing being done on Algorand. It's a great blockchain, and I think it's going to do great in 2024, and I own a lot of it. I admit that, and want it to do great. Good technology, they just had bad marketing, and the bear market just really hit them hard. But I still support it and like it. But I'm getting into new things too, like Celestia and Seam. So, trying some new things as well. Still diversified, but biggest concentration, of course, is Doge, which is why I'm here talking about Doge. So, Doge. And yes, the Jamaican bobsled team helped. The Dogecoin community helped get them to the Olympics. All good stuff for Doge. And Doge continues to be raised for different charitable, endeavors, which is great. That's the Dogecoin community, just continues to help people. It's still big with tipping, and hopefully it gets integrated into X payments so you can do tipping with Dogecoin right on X. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, gang, that's what we've got for today. Are we going to see the Santa rally hit Dogecoin and Bitcoin? I think so. I think we're going to see that as well. Going to video tomorrow, be live again Friday, and then probably have a little something over the weekend as well, rolling into Christmas. So going to be a fun holiday this year. Hope you all are doing well. Couple last chats here. Aiden's got a lot of coins. How do you decide how many coins to hold? Which ones you should hold? Yeah. Well, I gave up on some that have further dipped, but I also gave up on some that have continued to take off, like stacks. So you don't know. For me, it was just dollar cost averaging at the time, and whatever I felt like was going to be a good project going forward, I put money in. That's how I really did it, was just accumulating. And with the accumulations, now I've got bigger bags of some things over other things. Probably not the best allocation, but when you're dollar cost averaging and you're buying in on dips, you don't always have the forethought of, I'm going to have this many of immutable X and this many render, and it just happens. So that's it. And low roller last, will you see Dogecoin DRC20? Might see Dogecoin their own meme coin. People will probably build something on Dogecoin. I think so. But, Dogecoin still is a proof of work cryptocurrency. So I think building something on Solana and Avalanche is probably now that people have seen that you can build meme tokens there and they can take off and they're really cheap. Doge might not be the best place to do that. So that's my take on that. Anyway, hope you all are doing well, and we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.